And I think because we take this whole systems perspective where we have basically every service system that at least we could think of that's covered.
Right, it's true.
From healthcare and everything else, which is, I think, new to any forensic text that I'm aware of, because we've come a long way from just forensic text speaking about expert testimony in court, but to include the systems of care. Whatever angle you're looking at, the problems still emerge. So there's repetitive patterns across systems of care.
The book also helps instructors draw reference to important contemporary international issues like the use of restorative justice, which is a very complex area of work in our field that differs by country, essentially. And so whether that's peacekeeping missions or whether that involves on-the-ground reparative work when it comes to repairing harm in families, you'll find that we have experts in the book that have able to draw parallels to how you might use restorative justice in the classroom, which is a very broad sort of topic that's whittled down into a skills-based kind of approach.
The 6 theme-based strategies that consist across any field of practice or system of care.
Yeah.
Okay, there's evidence-based practice, the use of evidence.
Yeah.
Now, the use of evidence in forensic practice is using your evidence-based practice as usual, but when you start to look at it from a legal perspective, it's the use of evidence in court. So the attainment of facts is important. Then we also culture is an important part, and cultural humility. So it's not cultural competence, it's the new phase of cultural competence where we're not seemingly experts in a particular area. How could you ever know everything you need to know about Italian Americans? I was born one, I still don't know. Or any other culture. But cultural humility suggests that the expert or practitioner can't know everything, and so you must be humble. You must listen to that individual, who they are. Now that's important, especially when we're dealing with justice-involved incarcerated populations who have a stigma of their own. We know about stigma based on race, gender, and so on and so forth, but when it comes to incarceration, so being humble to listen and put aside your biases, which that's an area that I think is, when it comes to crime, that brings a lot of fear into people.
The other area that we build on is, the risk assessment world, of where people are challenged to develop recommendations to the court system based on whether or not a person's going to wind up staying incarcerated or live in the community. These high stakes kinds of decisions need to be made at a ground level all the time, with significant ethical implications to that. So we feel strongly that the ethical dimensions to doing forensic work need to be covered in a way that helps students understand and instructors understand how to teach the lay of the land and ethics.